There it goes. Your stream is still running. I want to make sure I don't go blank screen on you like last time. We may get a couple more people joining after we go through the setup. That sometimes happens as well. Okay, so you guys gotta have the chart here in front of you. I'm gonna hide the watch list. So let me pull up all of the indicators we've previously set up. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot of that, in case later on you could always look them up. So the first one we always set up is the volume. This is a standard chart. I've switched to regular candles for day trading. They are a little bit better. We did talk about using the Heikin Ashi for trend spotting. So if you're going long and you want to understand the trend, that is the better candle. CB94GT. Okay, perfect timing. We just got started. We're using the classroom room, so just so we can communicate. And if you have questions, jump into that room, please, and you guys can, hit me up during the chat. What's up, Peyton? Welcome. Peyton's also a new member. He's been great. He's been participating and posting some good ideas, and pleasure to have you, Peyton. We lost CBT. Okay, no worries. So moving on. So this is the TradingView platform we use. We have I do have the premium, which again you get a discount if you just wait a couple days following your free sign up period. They'll give you a discount. I recommend jumping into that. Or taking advantage of it, I should say. You got to have real-time indicators or real-time data, so to speak. So there's 4 real-time datas that you need. And if I haven't showed it to you before, let me show it to you real quick. You may know about it already, but it doesn't hurt in case you don't, because I don't think Peyton may not know this. So real quick, go up here to Premium, Account and Billing, here, right here. These are the 4 $2 a month real-time datas that you need to have, the ideal setup with TradingView. Okay, so get the premium if you're going to have more than 10 indicators, and then have those 4. All right, and this is being recorded, so if you missed anything, you can always jump back to the part of the video afterwards and check what I just had on the screen there. So back to this. I found the new volume. So we're going to set up our indicators now. We talked about candles when we first started. I'm a fan of the Heikin Ashi for trend spotting, for going long, for longer term investments. If you're day trading, go with candles because you get a little bit more of a feedback of the actual price action, not one that's kind of averaged the way the Ashi does it. And you can look up that on Google, okay? So I'm going to stick with regular candles. If you're going long and you're looking for a long-term investment, the Heikin Ashi is probably a little bit better. Next, volume. Hey, Bill. Welcome. So I found a new volume one that I'm trying out that shows, this is this one here. So in order to set these up, I'm sure you guys know this already, but you go to volume. And in this case, it's volume spike. So I wanted to get a little bit, I think I just took the first one. There's a couple of volume spikes you can look at, and the reason I did that because I wanted to see outlier spikes in volume like that. Okay, just to kind of help with my entry or exit. When you see higher than normal volume, it could be a signal to get in or get out. You still have the amount of volume here on this end, so you'll know exactly how many shares are being traded per bar. Or you could hold your cursor over it and you can see there the numbers are changing next to the word volume spike. Alright, so I'm trying this one out for now. There's many you can try, but the point is have your volume here underneath your candles. Now let's jump in real quick we all know about our EMAs, right? We use the 4 EMAs. You go to indicators, you type the number 9, first one that comes up, or second one actually right there. We adjust the settings. We adjust the settings here in style, picking the colors, making sure the opacity is all the way to 100%. Pick whatever colors you want. I just showed you mine. There you go. Those are your 4 moving averages. The next is our VWAP, right? Expose that one. So the VWAP I was having trouble with a couple weeks ago, I finally figured it out. Just uncheck everything. You really don't need this. You just want the top one. I like to make it yellow. Opacity 100. Done. You have your VWAP. Next could be your Bollinger Bands, if you like the Bollinger Bands. I was a bigger fan of this in the past. Haven't been using it as much. I like my chart a little cleaner. But anyway, the Bollinger Bands mimic the baseline of the 20 EMA and then give you these outside bands that adjust based on the volume and the volatility. The colors are green and red, top and bottom. Excuse me, it's the wrong one. Right there, green, red, and white. Okay, so that's the colors I go with. If you don't know what any of these things are, just Google them. Go watch YouTube videos on Bollinger Bands. Rainer Teo. That's what I recommend you watch videos from. He'll teach you more details on why I use these and how I use them. We're just going to set them up. All right. So that one's done. I'm going to hide it for now. I haven't been using it as much. These two you don't need. This is from a service that I subscribe to, Pre-Market Gappers. I've mentioned that before. Let's jump to the SAR Parabolic. I like this one because it gives you a sequence of an uptrend and then a downtrend. And as you can see, there's usually more than one dot in any sequence. So for timing of entry, it can be useful. I've been using it. When I see that next dot in the sequence come up, I'll go long, or I'll sell when the dots change, or I'll wait for the dots to change again. You know, so that's useful in timing of entry. ATR trailing stop. This is useful as well for not only timing of entry, but right there, telling you where to set your stop losses. And if you notice, it's important to go here to the settings on this and I use a multiplier of 3 or 4 sometimes, but I'm going with 3 right now because I want it to be a little bit tighter. And if you notice, it worked well in this case. Even these two dips, you didn't get stopped out. So that's some benefit for anyone who's been stopped out, like I was today on EE and F, and I set it too tight by mistake. And if I had followed these green dots, it wouldn't have happened, and now it went up. So that's annoying, right? You guys have all experienced that. Moving on. So this is one that Dead Zen, one of the moderators, pointed out to me, which I have been using, especially for options, higher lows and higher highs. As you can see, it helps with trend as well. You kind of know that you're still within the trend if you get in the higher high or the higher low. It also gives you these blue and red lines. The higher high is the red, the higher low is the blue. And it even colors the bars. So if the bars are blue, you're in an uptrend. If they're hollow or black, you're in a downtrend. So I find that one useful more for options trading, because I trade options that expire relatively soon, so sometimes the same day. And this is great for timing of entry because it's super important with options. You really got to nail that, or you'll overpay for them and be in trouble on theta burn, and they'll lose value and all that good stuff. So good one for options. We talked about that one, and this is another one. This is the one I wanted to show you, the new one today. Okay, I'm gonna come back to it because let me get these in. Everyone knows MACD, piece of cake, nothing's fancy there. Standard MACD, standard RSI. Only difference on my RSI is I adjust it to 80-20 versus 70-30, so that when we use the KDJ, which is another one, you can overlay it, and you can link the scales. So it's pinned to right scale on that one, and then you pin this one to scale as well, right one. So when you move the scale, everything moves together. And the KDJ is great. It's just the stochastics with this additional white line that helps with possible entry on its reversal. So when it starts to turn, towards the cross, I sometimes enter on the turn. I don't even wait for the cross for my options, as an example, because I know it's going to move when it gets there. So I like the KDJ. It's just, again, a stochastics with an additional white line to help with timing. Okay, and the RSI is that pink one. Everything's in that kind of cell, nice and neat. Last one, last cell I should say. There's two here. The squeeze, TTM squeeze. Again, you find
PRPH.
that TTM squeeze. So I just had an alert And I promised you guys we were going to, oh, I added that. I didn't want to do that. Trade first before we talk indicators. So what was that alert? Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Just gotta find. There we go. Found it. Sorry. So there was an alert. Just okay. I'm gonna pull it up. PRPH. Okay, that's one that already hit. But let's look at the chart. Okay. So let's pause everything real quick and look at the chart. PRPH. Wow. Okay, that's too far out. Let's go with 5 minutes real quick just to see what this thing has been doing. You double click on this and it expands it. Okay, huge run up here. Let's go shorter time frame. Let's go into the seconds. Another reason to have premium, you get the seconds. Awesome. 15 seconds. Okay, first thing I want to know is how much volume are these bars seeing? So I come down here. You're looking at not much. Okay, so right there I'm not excited. 4,000. I want to see 20,000. 20 to 50,000 to get excited. So for me, that's already a basic skip on this. Yeah, too choppy, nothing really consistent. And again, the highest volume bar, let's go to the 1 minute, be fair. That's really where I want to see it. So the highest volume bar in the 1 minute was 13,000 shares. Nah, for me it's a skip. Alright, so I'm going to skip this one. There was a catalyst, which is Prophase Labs acquires digital COVID vaccination and testing passport solution. Great. Sounds like a lot of regulation or something. I don't know. I'm not too excited about that one. But skipping it, not the kind of runner I'd like to play. A little spike there, but it's a sell spike. 17, 18,000. Getting closer to that 20,000 threshold. But for me, it's a skip. Okay, back to the SPY, where we were. Let's finish up the indicators. We put the squeeze indicator, which is telling you when you see these red dots, there's potential for a move or a pending move after the red dots end. So on the first green dot, if you see it start to take off or go in a direction, you might want to jump in. So these red dots also help with timing. And the last one is a check in money flow, which to me is simple. It's the same thing. We overlay it, we link the scales, and you want to see it above 0.00 or above 0.00. That means there's more money flowing in than flowing out. That is it. Those are the basic indicators we use, and we added one this week, which also Dead Zen found. Let's zoom this out to 5 minutes. Okay, look at this one. That's not a good day to do it on. I don't know if it'll actually show me it here. Let's see. No, so it's going to show you on the most recent. So basically, there's a pardon me because I forget. I just used the name, but there's a channel that is a standard deviation of the mean of the average price on the day or a certain amount of time, and it gives you the outside standard deviation of that channel. So for the most part, you can see the price action is going to be respecting those lines. It's rare that you see it come out of those lines. So if you're going to go long or get into a stock, it's a good place to wait for there to be an interaction either at the middle line, the bottom line, or the top line. It's very similar to a Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Bands move a little bit more. Let me show. Okay, so there you go. It's similar to a Bollinger Band, but it's constant in that it doesn't fluctuate with volatility. Okay, so if you want to know what trend your stock is moving in, it's a good one. And let me just show you, because we haven't done that one before, where it is. I think it's there we go, linear regression. Okay, add that one. And that's it. Those are all the indicators. If I went too fast and the video is not helpful afterwards, DM me, and I'll always help set up any specific indicator that you missed. No problem. Okay, that was it for the indicators. We've done this enough time with the people that are here. I think only one other new member is in here too. So again, anything you need, DM me and we'll address it. But that's it. That's your indicator setup. We're 15 minutes in. Last week I did some screeners, which I think wouldn't hurt to just touch on real quick. The one that's I've been working really well for me is this pre-market list in the morning. I put this one on. Here are the filters. Pre-market volume, I want over 100,000. anything, never going to get there, but okay. Shares outstanding, again, I'm looking for low float, low share count. 300 million is my max on shares, and I want to see a change above 5% in pre-market. Those settings produce 13 results, and everyone knows CSCW. Actually, Peyton and I were playing CSCW today. I did well on it this morning and lost lost $30 on it this afternoon trying to play it again. Could have made some money, but I didn't sell it when I should have on the second time around. How's it doing now? Let's look at that one. CSCW. So Peyton and I were playing it at 180, right around here, and I was going to say, and I'm going to close this for now so you can see the full picture. And I was going to mention why I decided to get in there and what I saw on the chart. Okay, so the sequence was one thing. If you notice the white dots, it was potentially due for a reversal because the sequence had been going on long enough. You know, it's been more than a series of 3 or 4. So that was one reason. Another reason was, if you notice, the candles never broke the green dots, meaning the ATR trailing stop, it was holding. It was respecting it. So I was like, okay, if it's holding it, there's potential for it to keep going up. So I think it was right around here where I posted in the room, I'm looking at CSW, I'm watching it, it looks good here. And when I entered at 182, I believe, or 189, I think it was. And as soon as I entered, within 15 minutes, it started going up. So the timing was pretty good. Oh, and I also saw this. That was very important. This is probably the most important. KDJ was at the end of a red cycle here. The white line was just about to hit the cross point and turn this thing green. So I was like, I'm probably going to catch some positive momentum when that happens, considering it's not breaking the ATR and it's time for the candles to come up and change the SAR dots to underneath it. It's really rare, guys, that I've seen that length of SAR. But hey, one thing to note, there's exceptions to every indicator. Nothing is perfect and will work every time. Okay? So in this case, we did get in here. It went up to $2 where we should have sold it on the second time it went to $2 and rejected. Peyton even called it out. He said a $2 rejection. And what happened there? Died, and I stopped that at 191? No, I stopped that at 175, I think. Yeah, so 189 to 175, something like that. I had a smaller position, but I lost $30 of the couple hundred it gave me here. And I got in this one in the morning. I'm going to switch to a 1-minute chart again because I was looking at my screener, and that's what was moving. Let me zoom out. Okay. I got in right there. Why? Because we've talked about this, guys, right? The purple line, 200 moving average. As long as we're above it, it's considered an uptrend and bullish. When I saw it touch and play around and start to move up, boom, I jumped in. I think I got in, man, if I remember, I'll tell you right now. I want to make sure. That doesn't matter. I got in around my memory. Well, it was around here I got in. I think it was 190 something, and we sold it at 260. Right? And the sell, why did I sell it? Because I love stop losses. A lot of people don't like stop losses. I can't live without them. Very simple. When this thing opened, I was still in the green, right? Because I bought it at 190 back here. And my stop loss was right above it, just because I wasn't interested in losing money. It came down, it bounced, it started running, and what I do, the second it bounced, and it started moving up, I set my stop loss at 250. Went up again. Moved it to 260. Dumped. Sold. I'm out. And look what happened the rest of the day. Nothing. Okay, so that's why I'm a fan of stop losses. I often say I'd rather miss out on more gains than take a loss. That's a number one rule for me. I don't care that I didn't make an extra 10, 20, $50. I care that I didn't lose $1. So I use stop losses for that reason. Some people say, oh, you're going to miss the move. Doesn't matter to me. We made money, successful trade, move on. All right, so that was CSCW today. Let's jump back on our screener. Another one that moved is, and by the way, I sort these by volume. All right, this is actually volume on the day. It was a lot less this morning. But for the most part, these tickers didn't change all day. So that's why I've said before, and I continue to focus on what this screener tells me is happening pre-market throughout the day. Besides whatever alerts people are posting in our chat rooms, I'll double check in, but I have an eye on these 5 more than anything else. I'm not telling you that that's the only thing you should be looking at, but for me personally, when I set up my day and plan for the day, this is what I look for. These top 5, these top 3, and let's see how they performed. VTCI, this is a good one. I didn't get into it pre-market because it just kept making new bottoms and it broke the 20. So at that point, not really interested until it gets back above it. I also, the price, it's not bad, $7. I like things under $5 personally. So I can buy more shares. And the more shares I buy, the more money you're going to make on a move. Well, the more money you're going to lose on a move, but I like to buy as many shares as possible versus less of a higher cost. So I skipped this one, but it wasn't bad. Actually had a great day. And again, it speaks to the fact that if you kept an eye on it throughout the day, you would have had entry points, right? What would have been an entry point for this? Let's assess. Obviously on open, when you started seeing it go vertical, sure, you can get it on the break of the 200. Another break of the 200 happens there, and the SAR switch with the green after a, let me minimize this, after a series of red dots, which is a squeeze alert. Look what happened. Squeeze alert ends, down trend, or red KDJ section ends, and you get a pop. Okay? So you could have waited to here to get in, and then rode the 200 and rode it. Maybe sold in a break of VWAP. How much was that? $7.50 to $8, 50 cents a share. Not bad. That's 5, maybe 6%. I'm doing quick math in my head here, so don't quote me on it. Look at this, guys. We talked about, again, the TTM squeeze, red dots, and boom. Red dots worked well on this one, right? Red dots and crash. Works both ways. Key on that. The red dots don't tell you which way it's going to move. You got to, react when the move starts. So, also the MACD, another great indicator to kind of combine with all of these things that we're looking at. Look, volume spike. See, I want to see the ones that jump out. You got a volume. You're getting volume spikes. You're getting a squeeze. You're getting a cross on the MACD. I mean, there's a lot of information here where you're bouncing on the 200. You're holding an ATR. You're getting a sequence change on the SAR. I know it's a lot of data, but it's there. All right, these are signals. So, yeah, this one could have resulted in some money. I didn't play it though. PFMT, let's see how this one performed. Oh, beautiful. Missed this one too. Why? I don't know. I was looking at other stuff. This one's great. And I saw this one pre-market. I didn't look at it. It was just bleeding all day, but this one's good. Why did I miss this one? Stupid me. See, there's so many tickers out there, so many alerts. All you got to do is, all you maybe have to do is focus on these 5. I say that over and over again. Great entry here, guys. Look at this. Breaks the 200. Sure, you get in. If you miss it and you're a little worried, scared, whatever, comes back down, holds the 200 again and goes again. That might be a good signal. MACD doesn't cross. Histograms stay green. Get in it. And as soon as you get in it, set your stop loss at the green dots. They're there. They're helping you. You would be in this whole move up to there if you just use the green dots. So let's say you got in there on the bounce of the 200, respecting it. KDJ turns green right there. Let me close this down so you can see bigger. Right? Bounce of the 200. KDJ turns green. You're getting in there. $1.95. Setting your stop loss at $1.88. 7 cents a share. You're risking. On 1,000 shares, that's $70. And okay, so and I'm a fan of 1,000 share blocks. So bam, you're in, and you're risking $70. You got in at $1.90 ish, maybe a little more, $1.95, and you're getting out. If you're gonna wait till there, fine. You're not really making the most out of the move, but you made some. You didn't lose money. Obviously, you want to get out at a higher point. Where it's a good time to get out? How about the cross of the MACD from its highest point on this run up? That's a good place to get out. Get out. And look at this. Look at the white dots. You get a flip to the top side downtrend. You get the KDJ and a cross. I mean, there's enough signals right there to say I'm happy going from 195 to 240. I'm out. Great move right there. Nice day trade. You can go play golf after that. You're done. You don't have to overtrade and sit in front of your computer all day. You made money. Move on. Sales here. First time. Welcome. He's going to correct me on everything I messed up on after this, so I have to be extra on point now. Okay. What was I? Next. Stock screener. GSX. Let's look for an entry on GSX. The entry on GSX. Maybe on the break of the 200 would be one. And Sahel, you can jump in the classroom by if you see anything that I'm not mentioning that you want to add, or unmute yourself if you'd like. But anyway, so support. It looks like it's supporting right there. Alt H, it breaks the 200 right there. VWAP, everything breaks, comes back down, consolidates. That's a good entry. That might be your target entry. And you got the SAR switch over to the uptrend. That's a nice place to. Oh, and look. Got your red dots telling you a move is coming. Green dot changes, boom. What happens? Party time. No reason. Someone couldn't have made some nice money there. And you're in at 33. You're out at 36. Why are you out? Because maybe the MACD crossed down over and the histograms went red on you. Maybe you use this KDJ, switch over, you're out. Maybe you use the SAR, switch over after this nice long run of them. Okay, so you have signals amongst these indicators to tell you to get out. But that would have been the entry for me. This is a little too crazy. But again, you don't know what's going to happen in front. It's easy to say it now, but to me, it's watch it, let the volatility in the morning shake out, settles in, you're at a nice point of support, it's not going lower, it starts to move up, crosses, I don't know how many lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 different lines. It's above every single EMA at this point. Consolidation, go. Get in it. It's bouncing along on the way on all these consolidations, not breaking the EMA, stay in it. Or use this, the green dots again, right? Telling you where to set your trailing stop. And don't necessarily rely on the trailing stop to exit. Try to find a higher exit, which we talked about. Cross the MACD, switch over on the SAR, KDJ being way overbought. Look at the blue and the yellow lines being so high up. When you put those three things together, you might be telling yourself, I'm good. Moving on. Okay? So again, I'm showing you 5 tickers that were on my pre-market list, sorted by volume, and you could have made money in any one of them today. Now, I'm not telling you to buy and hold it all day and get to the end of the day and hopefully you made money. No, these are trades. These are day trades we're talking about. None of these are going long. Okay? Here's an example where you probably had a hard time making money, and you're not gonna, and not all of them are going to work. Right? CSW only worked really well in the morning. Didn't do shit the rest of the day. That wasn't the one. This one was good. This one was pretty good. PFMT was really good. I'm pissed I missed this one in the morning. Look at and look at the share price. You could have bought a lot of shares. So that one was a total miss on my part. Would have loved to have been in that one. And GSX looked pretty good too. That's fine. Except the share price, $33 a share. Similar move to PFMT, except PFMT is $1.83. You can buy almost 20 times the amount of shares for the same money. So anyway, that's kind of how you can set up your screener based on simple 3 little filters to help you pick, aside from what the moderators here are posting in the alert room for everyone, just to get you started on the day. Cool? Questions, comments, concerns? Anyone lost? No. Good. And I'm in the classroom room in case anyone wants to type anything. Next, usually, we did a screener. Here we go, Peyton. Go ahead. We did a screener. Yeah, question. Shoot. I have a couple screeners. Let's see what today's top gainers were. Let's stop. There's a go. 50. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Maritime. You are muted, Peyton. If you can just, if you don't mind, I could unmute you, I think. But anyway, just go ahead and type it if you could. I think this one was one. This one was one. Moxie was one. Sahil was alerting. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. Look at that. These are gainers on the day. Yeah. Pretty good, huh? I think Moxie, if I could look, I'm going to do a quick, I'll look in a minute. Cheers. Could you show us how to identify support and resistance? I know it's simple and you can wait until the end. No problem. So support and resistance. Sales probably better at that, but but to your point, it's simple enough where there's really no better or worse. It's kind of, for me, where there's a relationship between several candles, okay, where they seem to interact or stop, so to speak. And typically, I've seen it as many tickers have support and resistance at whole numbers, meaning $3, $3.50, $4 as an example. But if I'm not even looking at the values, I'm just going to throw up a quick support resistance. For me, it's right there-ish, right there, right there, right there, right there, and then of course at the end. So let's see where it ends up. 413. That's close to 4 even-ish. 391, 375, 350, 340, 320. So in this ticker, it doesn't work as well where I was saying the whole numbers. If you look at the SPY, it's almost always whole numbers. $3. So again, support and resistance is always going to have some variations between who's putting the lines on, because it's not a perfect exact thing, but that's kind of how I set it up. You look for there to be a relationship amongst candles where there is the greatest amount of relationship. All right, that's how I do it. Sahil may have some other ideas or ways of doing it, but that's how I do it. It's pretty quick. Let's do another one. CSCW, again, without looking at values. Something like that. Something like that. Maybe another one here. Real quick, throw them up. That's where I'm looking. Fubu. Fubu was what I'm in today. This thing got crushed, but let's do support and resistance. Something like that. Okay? Quick. For me it's quick. I don't get too into the weeds with making sure it's exactly right. Ballpark. That's how I do it. Where there's a relationship, or the most relationship amongst the candles. Man, we got everybody here. Even Two Tap showed up. You guys are all checking in on me. I like it. All right. Makes sense, Peyton? You want to see another one? Yeah, I don't. Yes, maybe I don't overthink it. You know, it's if I'm off by 10 cents, 15 cents, 5 cents, so be it. I'm off. It's, you know, to me it doesn't necessarily have to be exact. I don't need a magnifying glass on the candles to be satisfied. I want to do the SPY because I want to show you how amazing it is that it just. That's why I always try to play options on SPY at whole numbers. Try to enter at whole numbers. This is terrible in terms of, but look at that. You can even see the underlying gray one. Look, bam. I can just follow those little lines. Look, right there. Almost perfect. See? Almost exact. It is exact. So for me, when I'm playing an option on a SPY, I don't play anywhere unless I'm close to one of those lines. And I also look for value in the MACD. For example, MACD starting to turn, it crosses, it's near a support, or excuse me, resistance at this, right? Buy the put. Not necessarily on a day like today because it's just too sideways, so there's really no, you know, not a lot of juice in the lemon, so to speak. This is a good day to do it. And look, bouncing off the 200, great time to enter a call, for example. Right there's a line of support. Yeah, makes sense. Up it goes, crosses, buy the call, sit in the call. From there to there, on a call that expires tomorrow, the following day, that's 80%, 70%. Pretty cool. There is a fee to buy a call versus a stock, 50 cents each. And that's in and out. So if I buy 10 calls, it's $10 in and out. Say hell. Go ahead. Hit us with something. I'm going to delete those so I don't. I can leave them for tomorrow. Try the 5D 15-minute and plot the resistance levels there. It's worth it a lot of times. Beautiful. Nice. Sales dropping some secrets here. 5D EMA. Try the 5D EMA. Good question. What does 5D mean? So let's do it on a stock that's not the SPY. The SPY's too. It behaves too much. I want something that doesn't behave very well. 5 day. Thank you. 5 day. 15 minutes. Is that what he said? Yeah. 15 minute. Ah. Look at that. But let's try something that doesn't behave as well. Alright, Fubu it is. But it's too far out now. Damn it. Alright, we'll stick with the SPY. Fuck it. I mean, it carries well, I think. Right? Look at that right there. Again, not looking at the values. It's hard to see. So small. Right there. Yeah, again, 395.90, which is bit 396, 396, or excuse me, 396.91, again 397. So again, the SPY behaves very well. Surf, thank you. Give me the tickers. Ooh, Surf. We talked about Surf a couple weeks ago. Where I liked it, and someone said Kathy likes it, and I don't think I bought it. But anyway, I'm just going to throw these in. Okay. Oh, see? This one was already here. So we definitely did talk about it. Yes, I remember that. Okay. I love it. In sync. That's funny. Okay. So there you go. Support and resistance lines. Not difficult. Be quick about it. Don't overthink it. If you're off, you're not going to be off by much. It's pretty easy. Okay? Once you identify those relationship points amongst the candles. Good? 542. So this is typically when we start jumping into charts, things that you guys played today, things that didn't work out. things that you're in and want to know what we think about it. Let's take advantage because we got all the moderators here. Hit me with stuff. We'll pull up the charts. We'll do the support resistance. We'll look at indicators and see what secrets we can get out of the other moderators as we do this. So hit me up with some ideas. Otherwise, I'll just start throwing stuff up here unless you guys post things you want to see. I mean, Fubo is one that I got in yesterday on some calls. Things been getting crushed. Is that like that? Okay. I didn't realize Fubo was around that long. Is that how long it's been? Sorry, real quick. How many years has this thing been around? Since 2016? I had no idea. No idea whatsoever. Anyway, so Fubo went all the way up to here to 60. Almost twice. And then just got crushed. Looks a lot like, not CCIV. Yeah, CCIV did something kind of similar to this. And then, Sale did alert it 2 days ago or yesterday. And I looked at the chart. And you guys tell me, why did I like the chart? Why was I like, oh, wait a minute, he's right. I think I should get in this. Anyone know? Andrew knows. He's just being shy. The 200, man. Right? It's a point of interaction that if it breaks below, it's bad, it's bearish. If it supports, which in yesterday's case, to me it looked like it was, even though it was a little below, I said I'll take a shot on it, especially since it's so oversold. It's a company that should see growth. It just shouldn't. We've seen many of these charts where there's those bounces off the 200, right? And up she goes. So, and look here, you get bounces off the 50, where it behaved and kept going. These are all bounces at the 9, bounces at the 20. So again, we're at a very good potential for a bounce point of entry. Look at the KDJ turning back up. I went for it. Bought August $60 strike calls here for $1 each, which to me is extremely cheap. And I don't know, I didn't check. I usually check what the IV is, but that sounds like it's low, which is great. The lower the better. You're getting the better value. Let's look at GME. GME. Can we do a fib on this? Let's see if it's, sure it is. Fib. Let's see. Ish. Pull that out there. So you can see the fib retracement is kind of giving you the guidelines of where this thing wants to go. Right? And it is. It's behaving. Bam. Bam. So right now it's at a 60% retracement from highs. Yeah. Right? And we've talked about these patterns before where it spikes, comes down, retraces to the 50% mark, comes back down, maybe comes up to where it is now, and then that's it. Party's over. Possibly. Who the fuck knows where this thing goes. This is a meme stock, so as you know, it does what it wants. All right, so GME. There you go. We got Peyton showing us his work. Looks good to me, man. Except this surface thing you just posted looks a lot like a Head and Shoulders. So if you're in that one, I don't know. Is that Surface? Yeah, Surface Oncology. Okay, more. Give me some more. AMC. COS. COS is next. Delete. Let's just do another fib on this one. It's got that look like it's following it. Beep. To there and out. Yep. Yep. Right? Useful tool. Right? Any critique is welcomed. 15-minute day size is not review. Yeah, so costs. This is AMC working well with the fib. Let's just go a little tighter. 1 hour. It's between that channel now. I don't know. It's below the 200. So, and look, went up on the hourly. Messed at 200, came back down. Let's see on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, it's above the 200. That's one thing that's annoying, right? Because with different time frames, you get different indicator results. So you kind of got to use your judgment on which one you're looking for, or what you're gonna take away from it, I should say. Costs. Wait, I forgot about costs. Ooh, that's not right. Yeah, it is right. That's costs? Well, this was ridiculous. I remember that. Yeah, but this thing just has its pump and dumps, right? Up and down, up, down. But this is over several days. Let's look at it today. Pretty sideways. Could you have made some money? Let's see if we can spot an entry on the 5-minute. Look at the 200. On which time frame? The hourly? In this case, you're below it. Let's check the 4-hour. You're above it. Yeah, there you go. So I guess the 4-hour is best for the 200 trend. Okay? Remember that. Nice rip it open, gets killed, sideways. I mean, to me, there's not really a good entry here. People will say otherwise, I'm sure, but I'm not convinced. I say that, you'll hear me say that on occasion. I'm not convinced. I'm out. Happened on CCSW today. Wasn't convinced. Sold it. Should have sold it at 2 instead of getting stopped out at 175. Yeah, I got stopped out right there. A little bit lower. Something like that. Yep, right there-ish. Yep. So I should have sold it on the double top. Right? Deer in headlights. Froze. Just held it. Stupid. Okay. Sahel left. Good. So now we can all mess around. He goes to bed early, man. He's in India. Next. What else? More. Let's see. EENF. Big fan. Big fan. I got fucked on this one today. Why? Because I set my stop loss based on the, not 5-second, on the 5-minute. Too tight. See those green dots? That's where I put my stop loss. 43. Broke right through it. I don't know if that was a stop loss rate or whatever. And then it bounced right back up. So I am out of EENF. I want to get back in, but I'm hoping for a little bit of a dip. I don't count on it. But I did notice that this thing likes to sell at open. Look at that. 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 At open, there's always a red bar. Always, meaning tomorrow there won't be. Because that's how this shit works. Alright, but I'm going to wait for tomorrow morning. Hopefully get a nice fat red dip. And I can jump in it again. I like EENF. But I'm not complaining. I got in it back here at the 30 cents even. Right here, right there. On that dip, I bought. And I rode it to 43. Not bad. Is the stop? Yes. So the stop loss trailing stop adjusts based on your time. So I should have used the 15-minute trailing stop because it's perfect. Would have kept me in the move. So that was my bad. I used a trailing stop that was too tight based on the time frame. But look, I set up an alert so that tomorrow, in case I'm not watching, or it doesn't happen at open, if it ever gets down to that level again, I want back in. That little yellow line there. Time frame accuracy goes from largest to smallest. So it's more accurate on the smaller time frame or the larger time frame? Larger. Thank you. Thank you. Got it. Yes. Makes complete sense. See? Stupid. Larger. 15-minute. Should have used that and I'd still be in this thing. All good. We didn't lose money. That's key. You got it. No problem, Peyton. What are you fishing for? Just curious. trout. So stream, brook. There's a river nearby. Nice. Oh no. Okay. I assume there's a Stockton Ponds. Got it. Beautiful. Good for you, man. Enjoy. Enough trading for the day. Good for you. Go do something more entertaining. Next. What else you guys got? Your turn. I keep going back to Fubo. It doesn't. We're not. No. Zkin. That's one we've been seeing have some activity. Looks like it's done though. No, maybe not. It's at the support here, right? It could just be testing support, and up we go. Potentially. Right? This could be an entry, but we're below the 200. Oh, no, that's not a good time frame. Let's go further out. Okay, so we're still well above the 200 there. Look how it bounced off the 200 at $4. But it is kind of in a downtrend, right? The MACD still has room. It's in a red KDJ cycle. So maybe not. Yeah, Viacom. Everyone keeps... I hear people getting killed on this fucking thing. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. Damn. Well, I guess they had some pretty bad news, hey? Yeah, Viacom. Let's just look at it a little further out. I want to see what this thing has done over the years. Wow. I mean, it's all-time highs, right? All-time highs. Just fucking kill people. But look, at least it's bouncing on the 200 on the daily. I guess that could be the bottom. Hope so. This thing can't be. I mean, it's gonna hopefully recover, right? At some point, but it could be years down the road. Not good. Okay. Viacom, nightmare. Neo, another nightmare people are suffering. And then we'll look at Tesla, because that one apparently had a good day, and I had no idea. Wasn't watching it. I always like to compare Neo to Tesla. They have the almost exact same chart. So Neo's sitting on the 200 on the daily. 4 hours. It's below the 200 on the 4 hours. It's sitting on it on the daily. Hopefully it's done going down. KDJ is about to reverse on the daily. It's sitting at support-ish. Alt-H. 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 So there you go. I mean, those are kind of my targets if this holds. If I was going to get in. Yeah. And then we'll do Tesla. Let's see how, when it jumps over, how it looks almost exactly the same. Look at that. Right? Almost exactly the same. Not exactly, but you get it. Pretty close. I mean, Tesla had a good day. I mean, you know, we've seen better. But it's good. It's not that day. But good. Nonetheless, good day. Oh yeah, that's better. That kind of puts it into perspective. Man, if you had bought a call expiring the same day on that first move in the morning, or expiring tomorrow, whew, that is awesome. Really nice. Tell us how you really feel, DZ. Yeah, so I'm just curious, since it's all related, kind of Workhorse. Let's see what it did today. Oh wow, surprised this thing still has a pulse. I don't know why. I think people still believe that somehow the Postal Service is going to turn around and give them the contract. Just kidding. We'll give it to you guys. Yeah, here you go. No manufacturing, no experience. They can't. I think they produce like 2 vans a day and let's give him a billion-dollar contract. Oh, it's okay. Ride's gonna save us and build the cars for us. No. Not a fan of Lordstown Motors either. Okay? Oh, really? Then there you go. Reddit might be the savior for Workhorse. I mean, it got up there. It got up to $40. Look at it. Bam! 41, 43. And now it's at 13. God help you. Poor person. I mean, there are people out there who are buying it at 39. Oh, I'll put my life savings in it at 40. Fuck. Should have come to our chat room and learned about charts. Oh, man. But let's see. Yeah. He's right. And by the way, this is my fucking fib retracement from back in September of 19 when I had 33,000 shares at $3-something. Yep, see? This is me back in 2019 playing around with Workhorse and missing because I sold right here back in, February, March, COVID. When this started to happen, I got out, never got back in, and then this thing happened. So let me tell you, that one still stings. Yeah, that was rough times for me. Yep, that's right. I prefer a violin. All right, come on. What else you got? Zoom at 125. Well, all right, you brought it up. Nothing to trade. There's nothing moving in after hours. Got all these moderators here. No one can find something to trade, so we can do a trade here. All right. That's not how you do Zoom. It's ZM. Oh, so Zoom's been better off. Like, not great. It looks like it's. I don't know. Could it possibly be getting to a point right there? Yeah, maybe that's where the pain stops. I'm not sure. Cassie. Below the 200, downtrending like crazy. Time for a reversal? I don't know. Let's check the support resistance. Not necessarily. It can go lower. 3 million shares bought by insiders. Okay, possibly news. Big volume. Oh yeah. That's not normal, right? Not normal. So sure, maybe something's going down. You got your little red dot there. All right. Okay, that's a good piece of information. How many shares? 3 million shares bought by insiders. So someone dropped, assuming they paid $2 for them, $6 million. Okay, that's kind of a big deal. Oh, dude, we haven't used the one I wanted to use once yet. Nice, Miguel. All right, just to help with the channel. Downtrending, finally broke above the channel here. Could be now doing its thing up, right? Another thing I don't use enough of. And I'm not going to figure it. Oh, there we go. Right? Oh, not bad for a squiggly line. Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, then again, these three guys could be, trying to save their stock from getting crushed. I don't know. But interesting point of information. To that effect, let's jump into the next part, creating our watch list. 331, right? I had to check the calendar. I knew there was 31 days. All right. So Cassie, why not? Keep an eye on it. I guess I should have put it in my long box. By the way, I set up these longs today based on this indicator, which I will show you, which I'm just testing. Not an indicator, excuse me. Here it is. The cross below the daily. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right, so what I'm looking for is things with a lot of volume that crossed below the daily. Let's just test one. NBRX. We're going to go to the daily so you see what I'm talking about. Right there. The MACD. Oh, I don't need that. The MACD crossed up on today. Could be nothing. Could be a waste of time. But it's an indicator I'm testing to see if it actually can produce results. So MBRX, keep an eye on. It did work for this one today, Iridium. If you consider that working, 5%, not bad. If that's if that's the kind of gains you're happy with on a daily basis, I'm sure anyone is. Get rid of this thing. How do I stop making? Pick something else. That one. Okay. Yeah. So that did pretty well, right? Came down, bouncing off the 200. MACD reverses, crosses. That's not bad. Those satellite phones. Look at that. So we'll do one more of those and move on. MACD crosses below zero. Two taps alerted this one on news of them getting some contracts. Could be one to watch. Corey's in this one. Corey's a friend of mine. This could be finally something. I mean, they've been. But the problem with this company is offerings. These guys drop every time this stupid stock gets over. I don't know, $3. Boom! They hit you with an offering right there. Guarantee you that's an offering. And just kill it. It's kind of douchey what they do. Or maybe here. Might have even been here. Surf and PRPH for tomorrow. Lovely. Here we go. Surf. Hope you guys are adding this to your watch list. PRPH. Give us a little context, if you would, please. 2 taps as to just why, briefly, those are on watch. And I'll pull up the chart while he does that. We just did this one a minute ago, I assume, because that's a lot of lines. I'm going to hide that one for now. It's more useful during trading versus right now. Big candle on the daily today on Surf. Why? Wow. Whoa! Hello, after hours. And no one alerted this. Nobody. Or maybe he did and I wasn't watching the room. What kind of team do we have here? Surf announced FDA granted orphan drug Disig for treatment of patients with pancreatic cancer. Oh, that's a big one. Pancreatic cancer? I know several people that had it. My father had it, survived from it. Oh, pardon. Sahil alerted it. Okay. Got it. Okay. ¿Qué más? Modern diets are a fucker for pancreatic. Really? Good to know. My father had it. My lack of fiber. Grandfather had it. My father has no prostate. He had it removed. Okay, that's TMI. Next. Yeah, PRPH. Well, hold on. Sticking with this room real quick. Surf, you said, got good news today. Let's see where it can go. Yeah, let's check the daily. Wow, this thing can go all the way to $13. On a consistent uptrend, obviously not in one day. In a one-day move, back here, it went from 378 to 765, which the news is out now. I doubt you're going to see that tomorrow. But that's a $4 run in a day. And in this case, it went from 7 to 8. It went up $1. But it could, continue, right? Continuation and it'd be a long-term trend. You might be able to hold it for a few days or a week or whatever. PRPH. Another blast-off move after hours. I think we looked at this one. Is that the one we looked at? Right? When we got an alert? Yes, this was it. This was it. Hold on, I'll double check real quick. Yep, this was it. And this is the one I didn't want to get into because the volume on the 1 minute didn't really come in until there. at least significantly. I like to see over 20,000, which none of these bars are, except for that one. And then it sold off. So talk about a false, right? A trap, so to speak. Yeah, so I didn't want to trade this one. I don't regret not wanting to trade it. Should have been shorting it. But hey, this could just be, set up for tomorrow. Cool? Alright, so that's 2 from... You guys want to do a quick FinViz? 608. We got 20 minutes. We lost some people, but the diehard guys are still here. FinViz. Screener. Let's just see what these look like. Under 10, under 50, under 50. Let's go high. Let's go 3. Average of 1 million. 3. Only 3. Beautiful. The less is more. Get rid of that. Are you guys still seeing my screen here? Last time, yeah, you are. Okay. Seek. Moxie. 2 tickers that we have been talking about the past 2 days. Still in the game here. Over 500. Let's kick it down a little bit. Now we have 8. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for those for recent SSNT we've heard come up, but I don't see anything too crazy. Why is RKDA so bad? Ugh, terrible. I think Moxie's already getting up there, but for me, that's my favorite. BIOC? Kind of wedging, not really. It's a little too much of a gap there to be a wedge. Alright, I'll throw Moxie on my list. Okay? More. No, it didn't work. Moxie. I like that Moxie. You got isn't that's like a word? You got Moxie. You got balls, right? Something like that. Took a kind of a dip there, huh? After hours. Yeah, but we've obviously been looking at. We looked at Moxie earlier today. Beautiful day. Can it continue? I don't know. Look at the daily. It's kind of getting up there in terms of where it's been over the past year-ish. It's been kind of in this channel range where it can go. It can go. What are the outstanding share of the float on this thing? The float on this thing is 15 million. Alright, we'll watch it. Rail, yeah, we've heard Rail a couple times. And Rail was on a FinViz search that we did in this room not too long ago. And it was also on that MACD cross on the daily back here. And look what happened. Right here. That little screener that I showed you guys alerted it back here. And this happened. So going back to that screener and the things I put on this long, that's the potential move. Right? Just based on that little screener. Red dots. Take off. Cool. DKNG had news today. This thing just keeps on ripping higher, huh? No stopping it. That was a little bit of a painful sell-off, but it hit support or resistance support, and it continued. It looks like it's kind of at a support resistance line now. Yeah, it is technically. I based on the news today, up we go. Yeah, I mean I would have liked it a little bit lower, maybe down here before it did that. But anyway, it's still look. It's in a sequence of 3 down. It's got a lot of range to get up to change the sequence. So yeah, I think it can continue to go up. Let's look back at the SPY tomorrow. I want to see what it did today on an overall. Let's predict the market for tomorrow just by looking at the SPY. Nothing else. Daily. Let me get rid of some of these because they're confusing me. Okay. So the SPY. The SPY, as you can see, is a stock or an ETF that just it goes up. It just continues to go up. It has these little sell-offs here and there, big one for COVID, but for the most part, the odds are that it's going to go up versus down over time. That's a fair statement. However, two dots on an upward sequence, potentially. I think 400 is a psychological number that this thing has to hit. I don't know why. Human psychology, human nature. It wants 400, I believe. Had a little bit of sideways day. KDJ is still moving up. MACD crossed up, has not crossed down. Histograms are green. There's still plenty of room to go up, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with no crash, no sell-off tomorrow. We continue higher. Which I know you guys, that's what you want to hear. Right? No one wants to hear it's going to go down tomorrow. Bounced off the 200. It's kind of leveling off. Yeah, I'd like to see a big fat green candle tomorrow. Well, hold on. The KDJ still has some more room, right? Because look at the white line. It can reverse higher. I'm not saying every time, but potentially it could go lower. So the KDJ isn't helping us. Histogram's coming down on the 4-hour. You know, look, maybe it can go higher, will go higher, but tomorrow it's going to take a little breather and come a little lower because it was red today and it was green yesterday. I don't know. I don't see a major sell-off coming. It could dip a little bit, but ultimately my prediction is we're going higher. Okay, cool. Next, VOO. Man, that looked a lot like the SPY. But anyway, Vanguard, another ETF. Good one. That's why it looks like the SPY. Hold on, ready? I mean, are you kidding? You see that? So just trade this instead. Yeah, exactly. It's a Vanguard version of the SPY. I didn't even know this existed. No idea. That's funny. Let's look at the other one next, the VIX. Okay, so it's the same exact thing as the SPY, apparently. Same thing. 4-hourly shows to me that it's going to go down tomorrow, but the daily is going to show me that it has more room to go up. So go figure. Okay? Maybe a little red tomorrow. Thursday we continue. That's my prediction. VIX. I never understood the VIX. Look at this thing. What the hell is it doing? Wow. COVID, yeah. COVID. Whew. Fortunes made here. Fortunes were made. So the VIX is low, which is good, right? The lower it is, the better the market is potentially. So that's good. Looks like it might be getting ready to go up, right? Look at that MACD wanting to cross. And up she goes. So, yeah, could be, maybe that cross will come after we get to 400 on the SPY, and then boom, back down it comes. Let's see. Let's see if that comes to fruition. We hit 400, and then we get a massive dump. And by massive, I don't mean end of the world dump. I mean, 5%. Maybe back down to here, 375. Is that 5%? No, it's definitely more than 5%. No, it's about that. Ruby. Ooh, that looks like leg up consolidation, right? Up consolidation. I think this is Dead Zen's favorite stock. I've seen people give him a hard time about it. I don't know why. I don't know what happened with Ruby, but this is a 5-minute, 5-day. Wow, that was a good day. Holy cow, great day. This thing was like a mountain range, and then now we're in the valley, going up for another mountain this week. Don't know. I don't know why it did that, but it looks to me like it legged up and it's just consolidating. But that's a long-ass consolidation, guys. I have no comment on this thing. Don't know what it's going to do. No idea. Cancer drug. Okay. Liver. Oh, good. I thought you guys couldn't see my screen there for a minute. I was talking to myself. All right, 13 minutes. We can get through that real quick. So give me some more. What else do you guys want to look at? Yeah, good one. HOFV. HOFV. Sitting at support. Yeah. Oh, H. Sitting at support. Let's go a little further out. Oh, I guess it's a relatively new stock. Only been around for almost a year. Got crushed, started to do its thing, and then wow. Very nice. Played around with a 200 and then just took off. I mean, to me, right? Let's do this real quick on a fib. Where'd it go? Fib. There. To there, and we'll bring it out so you guys can see. Right there. Yeah, so I think the big move is done. This is one of those retracements back. Usually it's a 50% retracement of the big move, right? Why are you here? Get out of here. Go somewhere else. I don't know. I wouldn't be going long on it, I don't think, right? You guys agree? Yeah, MACD coming down, right? Bearish divergence, if that's the case. I've also seen the MACD come down, this thing goes sideways and then turn back up and take off again. But you can make a case for bearish divergence. Go away. I don't know. 1 hour. How do I get rid of this thing? That's it. Goodbye. It's holding that there. Oh, you're about to enter a cycle of KDJ green, potentially soon, very soon. Should be. So yeah, I mean, look, that's the big move. That's that 50% back. You know, to me, $6 if you're getting in now would be nice. SLGGs, yes, and this is great. I mean, these are the ones you want to catch. Boom. Look at that. After hours. What a ripper. Man. Okay, SLGG. The super gaming. This one looks like it might be ready. Alt H. Alt H. Alt H. A little more there. A little more there. Yeah, I mean, this one looks like it could go. Well, it's below the 200, but that's not the end of the world. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, now it's better. But look at the bouncing on the 4 hour. So for me, remind me next time, always use the 4 hour to check the 200. Or to check where we're at in comparison to 200. It's the better one. MACD crossing on the 4 hour. KDJ just turned green. Histogram's down here on the squeeze indicator also. Yeah, might be a good time to get back in this one. SLGG. Adding it. It's a little far away from the 200, so they're meaning if it likes to bounce at the 200, then it could also certainly come just right back down, kiss it here, and then go, right? So something to watch. If you're gonna get in it, you want to get in as close to $7 as possible. You're already at $7.50, but it came down to $7.50. It was as high as almost $8. Yeah, $7.90. So tomorrow, if it goes green, yeah, maybe it's going at least back up to $9. Right there, I would say, is the next target. So $7.50 to $9, or no, it's going to come all the way back down to $5. How's that sound? All right, teed up. We're teed up. Oh God, this thing was born yesterday, literally. I mean, in terms of history, none. So I don't know. I don't even know how to assess what we're doing here, or try to assess. So technically, you know, like what? I don't know. There's nothing here. There's nothing to go on. You're on a downtrend. I can tell you that. KDJ, it might start. It might come back up. But now it's got to get pretty high up to reverse the downtrend. $26, I'd say. That'd be a target if you want to play this one tomorrow and sit in it to 26. But this isn't for me. RCON. Oh God. What happened? Oof. So for anyone who's short or shorting stocks, these are the days you dream about. Man. That's today. That's awful. What the hell happened? Did they I'm sure it's a news related issue. But I too want to start getting more into shorting stocks because I feel like when things go down, they go down much faster. And it's true. Stocks go down much faster and harder than they go up. Like an up move could take a week and 2-3 hours gone. Maybe that's exaggerating a little bit, but yes, you get the point. I mean, we'll look at Workhorse and see how fast $40 went to 13 really quick. So shorting could be great. And if you were going to short this, when it breaks the green dots, the ATR trailing stop, great time to short. Because it's going to start a sequence of red. See the red? And if you're short, that's what you use to cover when you break above that. So yeah, that sucks for Rincon. I always feel bad for people who, bought this thing, rode it all the way, made a lot of money, and then in one day, look, you bought it 4 days ago, loving life, telling your wife you're going to retire any day now. Things are great, honey. Oh my God. It's all gone. See what I mean? It's terrible. Terrible. So, stop losses. Some people don't believe in them. I do. I don't care that I didn't make more money on a move. I did not lose the money I made, or I did not lose more than I put in originally. That's more important to me. Some people want to catch every single cent that it has to offer and risk that happening when you're out to lunch. And oops, no thanks. My wife would kill me. Cool? 5 minutes. Thanks for hanging around, you guys. You guys are the ones that stick it out. No alerts. Nothing to trade. Anyone got anything that's moving now? Ooh, let's check a screener. Hello, after hours. I have one. Might not be good, but we'll try it. Filters. So there you go. We've got one on here this whole time. Let's check their settings. Maybe we could work on this. Let's get rid of the money flow. That helps. You already got that up higher. But let's go at least above 0. How's that? Just above 0. All right, 17. All right, a little more. I want a little bit better. 10. No. Let's try again. Let's do 25. Better. 50. 8. We'll stick with 8. Post-market change over 1%. Relative volume. What if I get rid of relative volume? Back to 16. How about 1? 6. Really? Okay. That's on the daily, though. It's not post-market. So I'm going to get rid of it. Forget that for now. Total shares, 100 million. Shares float, 100 million. Post-market volume. There it is. At least 50,000 shares. Good. Let's see what we got, and let's check these tickers. Close it. Save it. Okay. Well, let's go with the highest change. There it is. Fucking Moxie. Moxie. It's annoying sometimes, these bars. But that, I mean, what is that? 30% change? No, that's not right. Extended hours. Excuse me. Post-market change. That's better. ASTC ran 8% today. Post-market. Bam. Alright, so here's something that could have been something to do. We should have had this stupid screener up earlier, but anyway. Right there. You guys see that? If you're going to get in, you get in on a VWAP bounce. Right? Bam. Hello. Oh, you're right. The change is from... I got to check that again. I got to make after hours change. But now we fixed that. Right, because we switched to... Anyway. Caught at that. Anyway, VWAP. When it bounced on the VWAP, hung around. Let's go a little... sorry. Let's go a little tighter. Let's go 1 minute. So if we were going to be trading... There you go. Huge rip. Shows up on our scanner screeners. When do we enter? On a bounce of a moving average or a VWAP. Enter at $2 to call it 215. You waited a little bit. You waited for that nice hammer, inverse hammer, whatever. You got in at 215. I mean, you could still be in it at 215, and you'd still be up 7 cents. But anyway, there's your entry. Not in here. Let this kind of do its thing. End. That could have been an entry too. ATR holds, you get in there. You freak out when it gets too low. Fine, no big deal. If you hold, if you sell, okay, you lost going from again, you're at 215 again over there. Oh look, anyway, it doesn't matter. 215 was the entry. We should have been trading these. Remind me next time to have this at least screener. We should be checking it. Another one, no good entry really here after that initial spike. What does the volume look like? The volume, not bad. It's over 20,000 a bar, so that's good. But what I would be looking for at least is not that one. You know, you want to see that be green. Keep going green. I mean, it broke all kinds of rules there. It broke the 9. It broke the VWAP. It broke the SAR. Changed it to a downtrend. If this one had gone boop, like higher or even to this one, yeah, then you're looking for the move to continue. But nothing really to do with this one breaking through. What about when it's under VWAP and approaching it? Meaning coming to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he broke through. Exactly. Yeah, so this is a good example. It broke through, coming back up to it, and now it's hitting a wall. Comes back up, it hits another wall. If it broke through here, and those white dots changed to under it, get in. I would get in. And obviously the stop losses don't work after hours, but set an alert or watch it and sell it. But yeah, to me, comes down, finally starts reversing. It got capped there once, got capped twice, didn't break through. No reason to get into it. Breaks through. It broke through the 9. It breaks through the VWAP. It breaks through that white one and it starts right there. And then you should just see it, right? Okay? Oxbridge. See what this thing did. 4.5%. I mean, to me, there's just nothing here. Look at the volume. The volume had one massive bar, and everything else was kind of under the 20,000. 20,000 is the minimum, okay? So I'd prefer 40,000. You know, one big bar doesn't do it. You want to see the next series of bars either be higher or at least even with that spike to risk it. Oof, rail. We talked about this one. What's the volume look like? 10,000, 7,000. No. Look back at the ASTC. I just want to check that. Yeah, so this is good. Look at this. 50,000. 140,000. So that's great. It's kind of, the volume is dying down though. You see how it's coming down? So that's not great. But on the bounce of the VWAP, and then you start seeing that hammer right there where the wicks are above it and everything's getting bought under. That to me is good strength. I'll give it a go. Right around here. We talked about this. 215. Get in. Sell it. I don't know when you want to sell it. Sell it to me on the break of the 9. That big fat red candle, that bearish engulfing. See that sucker? That thing eats up 1, 2, 3, forget that one, 4, almost 5 previous candles in one. Party is over. At least for me. Goodbye. Sell it. So you went from 215-ish, and you probably sold at the bottom of that one, 223. You didn't lose money. Potentially. If you did it right. There's always ways you can lose money. Guys, it's 6:32. I overstepped my time. I'm good if you're good. If there's no questions or anything, I will stop the recording. I'll upload it. Yeah. Stop.